Hello everybody. I just wanted to create this little video here to tell you that we are enslaved to the Rothschilds. We are enslaved to the Rothschilds. They own our Federal Reserve. All the money our government borrows from the Federal Reserve is interest charged upon us, and we are stuck with that interest through taxation. So let's say our government needs to borrow $1 billion extra from what it makes from the American people. Our government issues treasury bonds to the Federal Reserve, and our Federal Reserve in return from getting those treasury bonds issues our federal government $1 billion. Who they're in for is stuck with the interest on that money borrowed from the Federal Reserve by our government. You name it, we are. It is very important to understand our Federal Reserve System. Please, and I advise you to go on Google, type in Rothschild Central Banking System Control over America. They have complete control of most of the entire planet. This is a prison planet. I myself am a human being, and I don't even know where I come from. I don't know who created me. I don't know why I'm here. But I do know this. We are being withheld ancient knowledge. And a few global elite families are aware of this knowledge. They are being held empowered by alien, foreign, higher species. We do not know shit. We are pawns in a massive game. So what I'm trying to tell you is that we have to understand that these few global elite families, such as the Rothschilds, have complete control over America's credit creation in almost every other country. Now, let me point out, before September 11th of 2001, there were 7 countries without a Rothschild central banking system. Let me point out to you which countries are now under Rothschild central banking control. Afghanistan, Sudan, Libya, Iraq, and they now want Iran and Syria. It is getting bad, very bad. America is under Rothschild central banking power. It is very important to understand that America is under Rothschild central banking power. They control the creation of our credit. Now let me ask you this. How can any government or legitimate government or country operate without having control over its monopoly on credit creation? We are enslaved by Zionist Jewish bankers. And I am not anti-Semitic. I have many Jewish friends, and I know many great Jewish people. But let me point out to you that America will not recover from any type of disaster or any type of... America will not recover until we rid this once great nation of this central bank we call the Federal Reserve, which is not even federal. And it is very important that we understand this. Now, national security. I know a lot of you have been hearing about national security. National security is nothing but an excuse, a charade, a scam to keep America enslaved to this foreign debt. National security is used as an excuse to keep Rothschild power central banking plans in place. They say America is under threat of Al-Qaeda. We are not under threat of Al-Qaeda. We are not under threat of anything. We are the richest, most powerful country in the world. So we must understand that. If our government wants to create a new security apparatus, what do? They go right to the Federal Reserve, and they have the Federal Reserve print those newly created fresh dollars, and we're stuck with the interest on that money borrowed. And we have to understand that. Now, as I was saying, the national security threat is bogus. It's used to keep us scared. It's used to keep us in place. It's used to keep us ultimately in fear of an enemy that really doesn't exist. And we must ask ourselves, how would we like it if China had military bases in the United States of America? We would not like that. So we must ask ourselves, would Iran, Iraq, Libya, Syria, etc., would they like it if they had a foreign military superpower invading their country on a daily basis? And no, they would not like it. And that is what is happening now. Our United States government, which ultimately is under Rothschild control, is invading countries, raping them, taking their resources, putting in place United States corporations. So how can you blame these extremists for being upset? But now it's become so twisted that these extremists, aka Al-Qaeda, are now being used by our own CIA to destabilize democratically elected governments in countries that ultimately don't want to play ball with our government, aka the New World Order, Rothschilds, you name it. We will win. I ultimately think we have the power. I don't know where I stand right now. It's such a super amazing world of such corruption. My CIA is so filthy. The CIA, I could go on for almost about an hour about how they've spread LSD over baseball games, NFL games, NBA. Well, not NBA, but mostly NFL and Major League Baseball games. Our CIA is completely out of hand. The Joint Special Operations Command is out of hand. JSOC, a United States military, is under power of Rothschild banking power. America has been hijacked by foreign bankers, and we have to unravel this nefarious, demonic control over America. Why am I standing here in front of you telling you this? What is making me stand here right now telling you this? I honestly don't even know. Do I have some type of morality inside me? Does it matter? Ultimately, in the end, does it matter? Good or bad? Does being bad or does being good even matter? I don't even know. I don't even know. But I want to tell you about this because I think it's important. But the more and the more corruption I see going on, and the more shit I see going on, I feel over encumbered. And I just don't know if America honestly has a chance to recover from any of this. The whole planet is under a cabal-like system. We have a few rich European families running the entire world now, under the disguise of governments with puppet actors playing the role of politicians. And I honestly don't know. Do we have hope? I think so. I think that these kind of people cannot stay in power forever. But I don't see much taking place right now to stop them besides the activity I've seen on social media. Anyways, I'm going to go. Keep spreading awareness about these sick bastards, these New World Order global elites. When the 2016 elections come along, my best advice is do not vote. Your vote means nothing. Mark Twain once said, if our vote meant anything, they wouldn't let us do it. And I honestly agree with him. If our vote meant anything, they would not let us vote. Both Romney and Obama were puppets for the Federal Reserve, aka the Rothschilds, and nothing will change until we can rid the United States of this demonic, degenerative, central banking system. And remember that. The United States will not change for the better until we rid ourselves of this demonic, centralized banking system that we call the Federal Reserve, which is not even federal. Good night, everybody, and sleep tight. Sleep tight.